A liability? Seriously?
You'd never pass for Delta.
An interpreter, then. You don't even speak Arabic. Wasting my breath.
I'm not taking a vote here. Okay, you're staying back. I want you here with Felix and Woods.
Well, if you have this figured out, I'm not just going to sit around. I'm going out.
Let her go.
Moving on. Adler, you sure that's all Alawi told you? Before you executed him?
You're in my world now, Marshal. Gonna have to grow up fast.
I'm listening.
Alawi knew the Pantheon had a presence in Iraq. It's part of a technology exchange with Saddam Hussein. The Pantheon gets covering facilities. Hussein gets access to an experimental weapon.
But Alawi didn't know what the weapon was?
No. They're calling it the Cradle.
The Cradle.
Cradle.
It's in Iraq right now.
Presumably. Alawi said it was in transit to a remote palace. Demonstrations taking place in a bunker underneath.
Hussein is a world-class collector of palaces. There are many on this map alone. Alawi was confident he knew the one.
Yes. This one.
Let's take a first-hand look then. We'll finalize plans soon and we'll ship out. Dismiss.
I'll take these.
Enjoy them. I brought them for you.
Figured. You don't usually smoke the shit brands.
Don't want you raising your standards.
Well, there's never been a better time to be cheap as hell.
Hey.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand that in your own Adler-ass way you invited us to this place. Maybe you've got squatters' rights, but don't much care.
You got a point?
What I do care about, what I need you to understand is that this here is my team. You need us more than we need you, okay? We broke you out of that black site, and I just need an excuse to send you back. Bottom line, you're a stranger to me. All I got on you is your reputation, and it ain't all roses, Adler.
But you don't have to trust me, Marshal. But it might be best if you do, for you and your team.
I'll be the judge of that.
Ooh, a contest. So exciting. Should I get a ruler? By the way, Adler, I'm still waiting to get paid.
I had a little something stashed for you upstairs, but it seems I was robbed while on vacation.
Nah, you just loaned it to us. Forgot to tell yous all. Surprise.
I just think you and I should spend some quality time together. We should get plenty in Iraq.
My thoughts exactly.
I'll take even less recoil. Maybe we can find some other secrets. Buddy's leaving.
It seems the KGB operatives that lived and worked here in the 1960s took orders directly from Nikita Dragovich, the Soviet general that Alex Mason and Jason Hudson terminated in '68. Activities took place here without the knowledge of Soviet leadership or the KGB itself. Almost like the Russian equivalent of the Pantheon.
That's... I believe the mission that just talked about was in 2. I think. Could be very wrong. This has got to be Felix. That's probably... It's probably... Roy? About those other two. Place though. Safe house. Anyway. This must be where the...
Well, it's been a few months since I went off the grid, but leads have been slow to turn up. Though I did get one anonymous tip out of Avalon. Pantheon may be partnering with one of the major crime factions there, and potentially reaching out to others as well. I've offered a small sum to a one-time asset of mine to follow up. She has no extra grind there, so I'd be surprised if she turns me down.
I assume this is probably where Felix works on her stuff. Well, I can't think of anything else that we need to really look through, so... Burp them. As well actively walking through. Alright, let's get started. Basement, never mind.
Daniel Livingston's been planning my retirement party for half a decade. He wants a youth movement inside the CIA. More creative and agile operatives, I recall him saying. If he wasn't the one who framed me, he sure was eager to believe the pile of horseshit that landed on his desk. He can hunt me down as long as he wants. But he'd never think to look inside a former KGB safe house. Even if he knew it existed. See, Daniel? I can be creative too.
Yeah, fine. In the other room. On the pilot. Turning on the pilot light with the fuel line fully open isn't working. It's an unknown. Boiler has a leak now and won't let the pilot light start. Best to fill the boiler with water once the flame is good and steady. Highlight boiler. we just did. It just, solve that. Seem to have that half open, then pilot on, then boiler all the way up. When it popped, though, said there was a hidden part. This boiler must be powering a hidden part of the house. My guess that has something to do with the piano. This piano here. Yeah, it's probably what. We'll just. Yeah.
So, here we are. I'm sure he is. And so are a lot of operatives up on the memorial wall. A big heart will weigh you down. I don't know if you had the pleasure of working with Jason Hudson. He was one of the casualties back in Panama. Just weeks before he died, he told me about a paramilitary group that may have infiltrated the CIA. Guess what they were called? Hudson seemed to believe they were homegrown, maybe transnational, but American-dominated. Most likely military and intelligence expats. The recruits seem Western-trained, English-speaking. They know how to think like us, which makes them especially dangerous. After Frank got out of Walter Reed, the news was that I put him in that chair. I was the one who compromised his Panama mission in '89, got Hudson and Mason killed, Woods injured. All bullshit. When I skipped town, I went silent on him, on everyone. Better he hate me than get caught in the net, but I guess it didn't matter in the end. So yeah, he did take a leap. He's loyal. Last March, someone produced documents showing encrypted transfers. From the drug lord Raul Menendez to my personal bank account. I got wind of it before Langley called me in from Morocco. Decided not to get on that plane. I'd been in contact with Alawi since the beginning of the year. He wanted a red carpet out of Iraq and was willing to talk for it. As a Minister of Defense, his value was high, and he knew it. After coalition forces attacked, well, his timeline changed. I was to meet him in Kuwait and supply passage through Europe. Seems I wasn't the only one who knew his plans. Great talk.
I've known Adler since Nam. Give it 20 years. He'll grow on you.
Sup, Case? Adler expects everyone to Michael Jordan when he says jump, but I don't do no questions asked. Cat knows a lot more than he lets on. You've heard the rumors. Adler's a wildfire. Burns through whatever's in his way if he gets the job done. Thing is, I'm not dancing to that tune. We're putting an end to the Pantheon and getting out of this thing alive. Tell me about it. Woods is really maxing out his credit on this one. But he's got a hell of a large line of it. Figure in this line of work, you'll end up in all sorts of crosshairs. But the CIA's dedicated my life to our country, you know? I believed in its potential. Still do, despite everything. After Capital Station? Hell, I don't see the cavalry coming either. We're all there is. He spent the last year gunning for the old guard at Langley. Maybe he was the mole behind Panama, too. If it wasn't Adler, someone sure did a bang-up job making it look that way. I don't know, man. Can't say it all adds up. Sounds good.
As far as we know.
Poor Savati. The nightlife around here is limited to owls and jackals.
Yeah, pretty much.